You can't be us. You will never. You're chasing something you'll never, ever get.
Wild and out and media personality Jess Hilarious has come under fire with the trans community, and it seems fellow media personality DJ Akademiks is once again not letting this matter slide. Let me just say, outside of her Wild and Out show, Jess Hilarious's personality is the same because, girl, she did not hold back when criticizing the trans community. And things do not appear to be amusing for her at the moment. You see, she made a video in response to another video that claimed women had no right to gatekeep their uterus, and Jess found that to be a difficult concept to accept. If you didn't already know, there's been a long-running discussion about what women should be identified as and what they can gatekeep. With everybody dancing around the topic and not really saying anything, and let me just tell you all now, this is a really sensitive topic, and Jess had a lot to say, but what she did have to say might be getting her cancelled. However, this scenario with her has created a rift because while half of the population believes that Jess was incorrect or that she misspoke, the other half believes that she was correct and that a lot is being taken from women. One of the critics of Jess's comments on such topics is DJ Akademiks, who's of the opinion that she shouldn't. But is he mistaken? He might have been seeking a chance to criticize Jess, or perhaps he was just looking for something to say. For those of you who don't know, these two already have a quarrel that is still going strong, and given DJ Akademiks' character traits, their feud began in the first place because he can never seem to let anything go. But we'll get to that. First, what exactly did Jess Hilarious do to anger the trans community so much? Why is she in hot water, and why are the people saying she just might be transphobic? What triggered her? Well, let's get into it.
Can I cancel?
Hell yeah, you can!
Toxic black men, because I'm sick of Jess Hilarious.
B. Simone's jab at Jess is nothing new. Offensive comments are uttered on the Wild and Out program on a regular basis. However, the problem is that Jess has consistently been the target of jokes on the show regarding women who resemble men. Now, we don't know if that is what got her triggered. Maybe it's the fact that some people even mistake her for a trans woman. You might be thinking, is it not just this one time? Well, you couldn't be more wrong. You can trust me when I say that this joke has run the longest on the show. It seems like they are unable to let it go for real because DeRay once made the same joke in a different typeface.
Jess, if it was ladies' night at the club, you'd have to bring your birth certificate to get in.
And it didn't stop there. He continued by making fun of her makeup and threatening to ruin her life immediately if he had a makeup wipe. We understand, but does Jess also grasp the humor in this? Despite the fact that this is what she does for a living, every time she attempts to overcome her insecurities, they bear themselves. However, it's also undeniable that she approached the situation entirely incorrectly. On such a delicate subject as this, it could have been a mistake to try to control your temper by disparaging the trans community. What do you know? Let's watch the video that's been making the rounds and you can decide for yourself.
This is what I mean when the transphobia just comes out. The audacity and just the arrogance for cis women to believe that they own periods, that they own womanhood. You don't. Okay, you don't own periods, you don't own womanhood. You experience both, and both are different for every person, but as a cis woman, it doesn't belong to you.
The whole inclusiveness thing is fine and all, but what do you think will happen when you come for someone's entire identity, then decide to tell them how they should feel after you've demeaned them, and then demand respect from the same people? Of course, someone will crack, and in Jess's case, that is exactly what happened when she responded to this video. It appears that she may now be responsible for yet another fallout from this whole ordeal.
Who the f is gonna stand up for us? Who the f stands up for us? And us, I mean women, real women, biological women, women who were born with all the parts that you guys wish that you were. When does the delusion stop? What is the difference between you and someone who has been diagnosed to be mentally insane? What's the only difference is you don't have a straitjacket on. Stop talking out your face. Wake up. How are you projecting your anger on real women? Because we are the gatekeepers. We are the gatekeepers for periods. We the only one that can bleed, honey. We the only ones that can give birth. We make y'all people. We make y'all. Y'all come from us.
If she hadn't continued to clarify in her video that she meant quote-unquote real women and then gone on to refer to trans people as having delusion, This diatribe would have gone under the radar and without any significant repercussions. She even claimed that transgender people should be kept in check and that they're no different from someone who has been diagnosed as mentally ill. Yeah, I don't think Miss Girl can do any damage control on all these things she said. You undoubtedly already know that holding back is not in Jess Hilarious's vocabulary if you've watched The Breakfast Show, Wild 'N Out, or anything else she's been in. And she carried all of that straight comedian business to her Instagram outburst, where she single-handedly set the internet on fire, and let's just say the internet is currently bleeding with this whole debate. Additionally, she succeeded in creating a rift within the community of women because everyone is now contributing their viewpoint to the situation. What is a cis woman? That another made-up one that we never asked to be identified as? We know what we are women. And it's not only the fans that have opinions, some trans ladies have as well, and let me just say that the conversation over the subject is heating up. Activist and writer Raquel Wills took to Twitter to educate the comedian on who is the main character. Cis folk need to understand that trans folk are not the side characters. Baby, we are the main characters too. Your intense desire to be the default will be your downfall whether you believe it or not. First of all, how can you correct someone's contempt by also showing disrespect? It's impossible to throw stones and anticipate avoiding getting hit at the same time. It seems as though people are intentionally leaving out the video Jess was stitching just so they could fit their own stories of the events and teach her how to tolerate something that she and the entire community perceive to be insulting. Do people ever forget that it takes respect to be respected? However, actress Angelica Ross also used Twitter to criticize Jess Hilarious and offered a different perspective. The trans girls are going to show Jess a new way to bleed. We call it reading for blood. And I promise you girls don't want no part of this. I've been trying to keep the girls calm, but it's only so much I can do. Now remember the divide I mentioned earlier in the video? Well, this is it. It's not just the trans women who had things to say. For example, a social media personality quickly came to Jess's defense and is basically calling it a power struggle of identity.
But then you're imposing terminology onto them that they have yet to accept. So I must appease your feelings, calling you by the pronouns that you identify with as, because you have chose to make this decision about putting on a wig and putting on nails and putting on a dress. However, when I tell you I reject terms like birthing person or breastfeeder or real woman or biological woman or cisgendered woman, at this point then I should just understand and accept it because science says so.
It's time, in my opinion, for us all to realize that showing respect requires reciprocity. You gain it. You don't merely take someone's respect and then call them out when they act in a way that is unfavorable to you. That is how to get respect. But what point was DJ Akademiks actually attempting to make? I seen them pics before the makeup and hair. That jawline screamed Jimmy, not Jessica. Plus only Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z could get such a perfect M as a hairline, and he was a N-word. I don't know if he's trying to make a joke or was it a point he was trying to make. It feels like he saw an opportunity to attack his nemesis and just took it. Honestly, Jess Hilarious was right. He does too much. He posted again on his Twitter, which read, Jess Hilarious going crazy on the trans community, WTF. The craziest part of it, I thought she was trans this whole time. This is the biggest plot twist this year. Although the Wild 'N Out comedian has a few of her own fans, we can't deny that she may have made her comments out of hurt or anger and that she may have been agitated. But at the same time, we must learn to show respect for one another as people. Do you think Jess Hilarious went on too long in her diatribe though? Was she wrong to say that women should be able to control their periods? Do we even need to debate this? Comment below with the thoughts you have and don't forget to click the subscribe button for more videos like this.